everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the factor affecting the chemical shift value in NMR spectrum, and we will also see what information we get from the area under of the peak to interpret the NMR spectrum. So in our earlier lecture, we discussed why we do need chemical shift scale in NMR spectrum. So today we are going to discuss about why chemically non-equivalent protons give signal at different chemical shift values. So as we described, the x-axis in NMR spectra is the chemical shift value. So it is the chemical shift value defines the position of a signal in NMR spectra. So any factor which is responsible for shielding or deshielding of a proton will affect to the induced magnetic field and overall to its chemical shift value. So in this figure you can see protons not connected to oxygen coming from 0 to 2.5 ppm, while proton connected to oxygen comes in this region. Alkene protons comes between 4 to 6 ppm region. Protons of aromatic compounds comes into 6 to 8 ppm region, and aldehyde proton comes to 8 to 10 ppm region. So now we will see what the factor deciding that which proton will come in which region. So these are the factors who decide that which protons will come and which region. So first the electronegativity and inductive effect, second is anisotropic effect, and third is the hydrogen bonding. So let's start with electronegativity and inductive effect. So higher the electron density around the proton, higher will be the shielding, or higher the shielding and higher will be the induced field, as we know about that. So lower the chemical shift value means higher the induced field, lower the field experienced by the nuclei, that will decrease the chemical shift value. So thus the electron density around a proton correlates with its chemical shift value. So an electronegative atom nearby the protons will draw electron density due to the minus I effect. So the proton will be deshielded and the NMR signal of such deshielded proton will appear downfield, that is at higher chemical shift value. So thus the electronegativity of the nearby atom, the greater is the deshielding of the proton or higher the chemical shift value. We can see some example here. Protons not connected to any electronegative atoms comes at 0.90, while proton connected to amine group comes at 2.51 ppm value. Protons connected to OH group come at 3.50 because oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen, that's why it's coming at 3.50 ppm. In case of fluorine, it comes at 4.27 ppm because fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen and nitrogen. So as electronegativity of atoms increasing connected to methyl group, the chemical shift value of protons increasing. So in this we can see protons connected only one chlorine comes at 3.06. If we increase the number of chlorine atoms, the chemical shift value increases because more the electronegative atom, more lower will be the electron density around a proton, so higher will be the chemical shift value. So here we also have, remember, as the distance of electronegative atom from protons increases, its deshielding effect on the protons decreasing, and thus the proton signal appear at a relatively lower chemical shift value. As we can see in these two molecules, protons in CH3Cl absorb at 3.05 because now chlorine directly connected to this carbon. But in case of this molecule, which is CH3CH2Cl, this Cl not connected directly to this methyl group, it's a little bit far away from methyl. So these protons, CH3 protons, will absorb at 1.48 ppm. So this shows a distance of electronegative atom increases, deshielding effect on the proton decreasing, and the chemical shift value also decreasing. Now all the time it's not the chemical shift value and electronegativity of nearby atoms are perfectly correlated. The key property is the electron withdrawing power of the whole substituent in comparison with the carbon and hydrogen atom in the CH skeleton that matters. So means it is not only electronegative atom connected to the carbon, it can be a whole group which pulling the electron density from the proton. So we can see the example of CH3NH2 and CH3NO2. In case of methylamine, this protons comes at 2.41 ppm, while in case of CH3NO2, this protons comes at 4.3 ppm. So region is both, while in both this carbon is connected to nitrogen atom. But if we consider the whole group, nitro group is more electron withdrawing than amine. So the proton of this methyl comes at 4.3 ppm, while protons in methylamines comes only at 2.41 ppm. So now we have to consider the electron withdrawing power of whole group instead of only electronegative atom. So in this table we can see the shifting of protons due to different electron withdrawing atoms or groups. So if a methyl group not connected with any electron negative atom or group, it will comes at around 1 ppm. But if it's connected to different electronegative atoms or groups, its chemical shift value will increase, means it will move to downfield. So if it's connected to mild electron negative and electron withdrawing group, its chemical shift value increases only by 1 ppm, means it will move downfield only 1 ppm. So in this case, the peak will appear around 2 ppm because it already comes at 1 ppm, and this electronegative or electron withdrawing group will add another 1 ppm. So finally it will come around 2 ppm. So now these groups can be carbonyl, acid, ester, ketone, nitrile, amine, sulfide, alkene, arene, alkyne. So any methyl group connected to any of these groups will comes around 2 ppm, means proton in this methyl group will come around 2 ppm. But if it's connected to highly electron withdrawing groups or atoms, that will move the peak of CH3 about 2 ppm, means now this CH3 group will appear at 3 ppm. So this highly electron withdrawing or group or atoms can be oxygen based functional groups such as ether, ester, amide and sulfone. So if any CH3 groups connected to this highly electron withdrawing oxygen containing functional group, that group will give the peak for protons around 3 ppm. Now what if there is no any electronegative atom or group? The CH is connected to another carbon. That will also make a change in the chemical shift value of CH proton. So electronegative substituent have a similar effect on the proton of CH3 group, CH2 group and CH group, but with the added complication that CH2 group have 2 other substituent and CH groups has 3 other substituent. So a simple CH2 group resonates at 1.3 ppm, about 0.4 ppm further downfield that a comparable CH3 group which comes around 1 ppm. So and a simple CH group resonates at 1.7 ppm, another 0.4 ppm downfield. So it means replacing each hydrogen atom in the CH3 group by a carbon atom cause a small downfield. So because carbon is also electronegative than hydrogen, so if CH3 groups is connected to another CH3 or CH3 group, that carbon in another CH3 or CH3 group will also pull the electron from this CH3 group. So means that will also make this hydrogen more deshielded and will move the peak little bit to downfield. So we can see if CH3 comes at 0.9 ppm, CH2 will comes 1.3 ppm, means this CH2 is connected to another carbon. So that another carbon also increase the downfield because carbon is also more electronegative than proton. If CH group is connected to 2 other CH3 group, then this proton will come at 1.7 ppm. So if this CH3 group is next to alkene, aryl, carbonyl, nitrile, sulfur, nitrogen, so means this CH3 will appear than 1.9 ppm because we have seen that in previous slide. But if these groups are connected to CH2 group, that will come at 2.3 ppm, and if these groups are connected to CH group only, that will come 2.7 ppm, means these groups will adding 1 ppm in the actual value of CH3, CH2 and CH groups. If they are connected to oxygen containing atoms, that will add extra 2 ppm in the parent value of CH3, CH2 and CH group. Means CH3 groups will appear at 2.9 ppm, CH2 group will appear at 3.3 ppm and CH group will appear at 3.7 ppm. So now if we see in the protons of benzene or aldehyde or alkene, we see there is no electron withdrawing group or electron withdrawing atom connected, but they appear from 4 to 10 ppm. So now we have to see what is the factor changing their chemical shift value, because previously we have seen electron withdrawing or electron negative atom pulling the electrons around the protons and making it more deshielded. But what is the factor in case of benzene or alkene or aldehyde? because there is no electron withdrawing atom or electron withdrawing group. So such anomalies are explained on the basis of anisotropic effect produced by circulation of pi electron, because these groups have pi electrons also in addition of sigma electrons. So pi electrons also generate their magnetic field, and the magnetic field generated by pi electrons will be higher than the magnetic field generated by sigma electrons. So anisotropic effects are in addition to the induced magnetic field generated by the circulation of sigma electrons, and the induced magnetic field generated by circulating pi electrons is stronger than that generated by sigma electrons. So means that's the magnetic field generated by pi electron which is playing the role to increase the chemical shift value of these groups. So now we will see how these pi electrons increasing the chemical shift value of benzene protons. So benzene protons appears around 7.27 ppm. So when a magnetic field is applied, the circulation of pi electrons produce a ring current which induce a magnetic field perpendicular to the plane of the ring, and this induced field is in the same direction as the applied field outside the ring, but inside the ring it opposes the applied field. Thus the proton of benzene are highly deshielded outside the ring and they are shielded inside the ring. So proton outside the ring will appear at higher chemical shift value, while proton inside the ring will appear at lower chemical shift value. So basically this is the magnetic field induced by the pi electron, which playing the role to make benzene protons deshielded. Now if we'll see in case of olefinic protons, so when an alkene molecules are in the applied magnetic field, the induced magnetic field generated by circulating pi electron has the same direction at the olefinic protons. Means in this region the magnetic field generated by the pi electrons will be in the same direction of the applied field, while in this region this will oppose the applied magnetic field. So any protons fall in this region will come at higher chemical shift value, any proton will come in this region will come at lower chemical shift value, because proton in this region will be more deshielded, so it will experience more field. So if there is a more field experienced by nucleus, there will be the more gap between the energy state of the protons. So more the energy gap, more the higher energy required for the resonance. In case of acetylene, acetylene is a linear molecule. So a small fraction of rapidly tumbling molecules are aligned parallel to the applied magnetic field. So this is the direction of applied field, and some fraction can be aligned in this direction or some fraction can be in the perpendicular to the applied field. So now the electron circulation within the cylindrical pi electron could generate an induced magnetic field, as we have seen in the case of benzene and alkene. But in this form, if you see, the magnetic field induced the pi electron will be in the same direction of the applied field in this region. But in case of acetylene, this proton fall in this region where there is no effect of the induced magnetic field by the pi electron. So this electron will not be deshielded. But if acetylene has in this fraction, so this proton now falls in this region where the magnetic field induced by pi electron is in the same direction of the applied field. So means they will add in the chemical shift value. But the magnitude of this deshielding is far less than that of shielding, because electrons are much more free to circulate in this direction as shown in the figure A. So this will be the major fraction. So that's why this chemical shift value for acetylene proton only 2.5 ppm. It's not like alkene proton, those comes at around 5.5 ppm. Now in case of aldehydic proton, aldehyde also has pi electron. So when an aldehydic group is present in the applied magnetic field, the circulation of pi electrons generate an induced magnetic field which adds in the applied magnetic field, like a benzene protons or olefinic proton. But if you see, aldehydic protons comes at 9 to 10 ppm compared to alkene proton, those comes to at around 5 to 6 ppm. So that extra addition is due to this electronegative oxygen. In case of alkene, there is a carbon which is not electronegative like oxygen. But in case of aldehyde, there is a electronegativity of oxygen and the anisotropic effect of this pi electron. So both factors is playing role in case of aldehyde. That's why the proton of aldehyde comes around to 9 to 10 ppm. Now, how electron donation and withdrawal can change the chemical shift value in benzene. So we have seen unsubstituted benzene. The proton in unsubstituted benzene comes around 7.27 ppm. But what if benzene is substituted? So if benzene is substituted by electron withdrawing group, they will pull the electron density from the ring and will make this proton more desilted. So overall, this proton will appear at higher chemical shift value because this nitro or COH group or CN group pulling the electron from the ring by conjugation effect. But in case of CF3, which is not creating any conjugation effect, on that CF3 group is decreasing the electron density in the ring by pulling the electron through minus I effect. So overall, that will make this proton more desilted, and this proton again will appear more chemical shift value than unsubstituted proton in benzene. Now, what if benzene ring is substituted with electron donating group like methoxy, hydroxy, and amine? In case of methoxy, hydroxy, and amine, there is a donation of lone pair of electron inside the ring, which increase the electron density and will make this proton more shielded. So finally, this proton will come at lower chemical shift value than unsubstituted benzene. Same will be true in case of hydroxy and amine. But if benzene ring is substituted with methyl, which does not have any lone pair of electrons, so it will increase the electron density by plus I effect. So that will be a small effect, that's why. But if benzene ring is substituted by only halogens like iodine, bromine, chlorine, that will not make much change in the chemical shift value of benzene because they do not either increase or decrease the electron density in benzene ring. Now, third factor is the hydrogen bonding. So protons directly attach to oxygen, nitrogen, or sulfur or any other atoms known as exchangeable protons, and also have signals in the NMR spectrum. But the position of these signals are less reliable because they are affected by exchange. So however, we can predict the chemical shift value based on the hydrogen bonding. So higher the hydrogen bonding, higher the chemical shift value for these protons. So the more hydrogen bonding takes place, the more desilted a proton becomes because the electron density around it is decreased as compared to the non-hydrogen bonding protons. So as a result, higher the amount of hydrogen bonding, higher the chemical shift value. So means first we have to look the amount of hydrogen bonding, then we can predict the chemical shift value for exchangeable protons. Those are connected to heteroatoms. So in this table you can see these are different functional groups having exchangeable protons. Like acid, which has a higher amount of hydrogen bonding, the proton will in carboxylic will appear at 10 to 12 ppm, while in phenol it comes at to 4 to 7 ppm. In case of alcohol, it comes around 1 to 5 ppm. In case of amine, it will come around 0.5 to 5 ppm because there is not hydrogen bonding like carboxylic. In case of amide, it comes in 5 to 8 ppm again. So it's a hydrogen bonding which is deciding the chemical shift value for exchangeable protons. So the amount of hydrogen bonding also important here. The amount of hydrogen bonding is a function of temperature and concentration. For example, OH proton in diluted solution occur around 1 ppm, while in concentrated solution they occur at 4 to 5 ppm because more the concentration, more will be the hydrogen bonding. So more the hydrogen bonding, higher will be the chemical shift value for OH protons. And proton exchange between heteroatoms such as oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur is a very fast process and often leads to average peaks in the proton NMR spectrum. So these are the factors who affect the chemical shift value of different type of protons. Now we will see what information we can get from the area under the peak. So NMR spectrum not only tells about how many different type of proton in a molecules, but also tell how many of each type are available within the molecule. So the area under each peak is directly proportional to the number of protons causing that peaks. So higher the number of protons which resonate over a particular frequency, greater is the energy absorbed and higher is the area under the absorption peaks. As you can see in the spectrum of ethyl acetate, the height of each peak is different, means each peak has different area. So this area is directly corresponding to the relative number of protons giving this peak. So for the determination of area under peaks, we use FID processing software, which measure the area of signal. By doing so, we get at a set of number which are in the same ratio as the number of different kind of protons. For example, after doing integration, of ethyl acetate spectra, we got the minimum ratio of the signal 3:2:3. This shows that the signal signifies to 3:3:2:3 protons. Means this peaks belongs to 3 protons, this peaks belongs to 2 proton, and this peaks again belongs to 3 proton. And you can also see that this peaks has and this peak has more area than this peaks. Means these peaks are belongs to more number of hydrogens. So thank you very much.